Today we're diving deep into the intriguing world of the Cyrus cylinder, also known as the cylinder of Cyrus the Great. This isn't just any artifact, a relic from a bygone era, transporting us to the reign of the Persian king Cyrus II, a time shrouded in enigma and allure. The Cyrus cylinder is more than a mere historical remnant. It stands as a symbol of human resourcefulness and presents a rich panorama of civilization. The document takes the form of a clay cylinder inscribed with cuneiform writing in the Akkadian language. The language is an ancient Semitic language that originated in the region of Mesopotamia. Known for its cuneiform script, Akkadian is one of the earliest written languages. The cylinder was created after the Persian conquest of Babylon in 539 BCE, when Cyrus overthrew the Babylonian king Nabonidus, thereby putting an end to the Neo-Babylonian Empire. Cyrus, known for his military prowess and strategic acumen, devised a clever plan to infiltrate the mighty city of Babylon. According to historical accounts, the Persian army diverted the Euphrates River, which flowed through the heart of Babylon, allowing them to enter the city through the lowered water level. The text on the cylinder denounces Nabonidus as unrighteous and describes Cyrus's victory as pleasing to the supreme Babylonian god, Marduk. It goes on to describe how Cyrus improved the lives of the citizens of Babylon, repatriated displaced peoples, and reconstructed temples and sanctuaries. Archaeologist Hormuzd Rassam's discovery of the Cyrus cylinder in 1879 at the foundations of Esagila, the main temple in Babylon, was a momentous event in the field of archaeology. The location of the discovery at Esagila added a layer of significance to the Cyrus cylinder. Esagila was not only a religious center but also a symbol of Babylonian power and cultural heritage. The cylinder is now housed at the British Museum in London. This relocation played a crucial role in preserving the artifact and making it accessible to a global audience. The decision to house the artifact in the British Museum has allowed researchers, historians, and the general public to explore its significance within the broader context of human history. In the early 1970s, the Shah of Iran, Mohammad Reza Pahlavi, strategically adopted the Cyrus cylinder as a potent symbol to reinforce his rule and to commemorate a monumental milestone in Iranian history, the celebration of 2,500 years of monarchy. The Shah's decision to associate himself with the ancient artifact was a deliberate political and cultural move. By embracing the Cyrus cylinder, the Shah aimed to draw a connection between his reign and the illustrious past of Persian monarchy, particularly under Cyrus the Great. Cyrus was revered for his achievements, including the conquest of Babylon and his reputation as a benevolent ruler. The Shah sought to align himself with these positive historical connotations, emphasizing continuity with Iran's glorious heritage. This symbolic gesture, however, was not without controversy. Critics argued that the Shah's use of the Cyrus cylinder was a calculated political move to legitimize his regime and suppress dissent. Biblical researchers have long scrutinized the text of the Cyrus cylinder, seeking to establish a connection between the ancient artifact and the biblical narrative, particularly the repatriation of Jews from Babylonian captivity. This interpretation is rooted in the Book of Ezra, which attributes the edict to Cyrus, describing his role in allowing the exiled Jews to return to their homeland and rebuild the temple in Jerusalem. The perceived correlation between the Cyrus cylinder and the biblical account lies in the parallel themes of repatriation and restoration of religious sanctuaries. The cylinder's description of Cyrus's policies, including the return of displaced populations and the reconstruction of temples and sanctuaries in Mesopotamia, has been traditionally viewed as evidence supporting the biblical narrative. However, this interpretation is not without its challenges and controversies. The text of the Cyrus cylinder does not explicitly mention Jews, Jerusalem, or Judea. Instead, it focuses on Mesopotamian sanctuaries. As a result, some scholars argue that the cylinder's relevance to the biblical account is limited and may not directly corroborate the specific details outlined in the Book of Ezra. The debate surrounding the Cyrus cylinder's connection to biblical events raises important questions about historical interpretation and the intersection of archaeological findings with religious texts. And now, as we are reaching the end of our destination, let's reflect on the Cyrus cylinder's legacy. 1. Persian conquest. Created after the Persian conquest of Babylon in 539 BCE, the Cyrus cylinder marks the end of the Neo-Babylonian Empire, with Cyrus overthrowing the Babylonian king Nabonidus. 2. Denunciation of Nabonidus. The text on the cylinder denounces Nabonidus as unrighteous, highlighting Cyrus's victory as pleasing to the supreme Babylonian god Marduk. 3. Cyrus's benevolent rule. The inscription describes Cyrus as a benevolent ruler, emphasizing how he improved the lives of the citizens of Babylon. 4. Repatriation of displaced peoples. Cyrus is credited with the repatriation of displaced populations, allowing them to return to their homelands. 5. Reconstruction of temples and sanctuaries. The text details Cyrus's efforts to rebuild temples and sanctuaries in Mesopotamia, contributing to the restoration of religious practices. 6. Its discovery. Unearthed in 1879 by archaeologist Hormuzd Rassam at the foundations of Esagila, the main temple in Babylon. 7. Current location. The Cyrus cylinder is currently housed at the British Museum in London. 8. Symbolic adoption. In the early 1970s, the Shah of Iran adopted the Cyrus cylinder as a symbol of his rule, associating it with the commemoration of 2,500 years of monarchy and asserting it as the first charter of human rights in history. 9. Biblical interpretations. Traditionally, biblical researchers have viewed the text of the cylinder as evidence supporting the biblical account of Cyrus's policy regarding the repatriation of Jews from Babylonian captivity, as described in the Book of Ezra. However, this interpretation is subject to debate and scrutiny. And there you have it, the fascinating story behind the Cyrus cylinder. This ancient clay artifact not only chronicles a pivotal moment in history, but also sparks debates about its true significance. If you enjoyed this exploration, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Stay tuned for more historical deep dives on our channel. Thanks for joining us today.